merits for Auckland Council and for...
Order. On the basis that it may not be readily available for members, I will put... Order. I will put the leave. It's then for members to decide. Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 4, Alfred Ngaro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister for Social Development, what reports has she received about the state of the nation in relation to social outcomes?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I have seen a report which says that in the social sector a great deal is going right. It says educational disparities are narrowing, gaps between passing rates from rich to poor schools and Māori and non-Māori are not as wide as they used to be. What is particularly pleasing to me is the report also says that it is the young people who offer the most hope. There are fewer teen pregnancies, fewer on benefits, less drinking, more in education, employment or training. And I know the opposition don't think that's good news, but we certainly on this side do celebrate that.
Supplementary question, Alfred Ngaro.
What else does the report say about progress in the social sector?
Mr. Speaker,
Honourable Paula Bennett.
The Salvation Army report itself is really very complimentary about this government's progress in the social sector, and I quote, it says, as a national community, we have made credible and worthwhile social progress. It is important to acknowledge and celebrate this because, for the most part, it is intentional and hard-won. The government should be applauded for its contribution to this progress.
Supplementary question, Alfred Ngaro.
Has she seen any other reports about the state of the nation in relation to social outcomes?
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in the interest of balance, I have seen other comments in the State of Nation report. It says that, and I quote, social outcomes which we as New Zealanders have achieved over the past 5 years are somewhat mixed and in some areas quite disappointing. It goes on to say that while what is perhaps most disappointing about these results is that as a country we have invested hugely in the core areas of social spending over the past years, and while the social spending is essential, it has contributed very little to our social progress. But, Mr. Speaker, of course, this report was from the Salvation Army in 2008.
Supplementary question, Sue Moroney.
Supplementary to the Minister. Did she read the part where the Salvation Army said, and I quote, that they distributed a record 55,718 food parcels to 23,400 families during 2013, and which the report notes is 2/3 higher than when Labour was in government? And does she think that the government should be applauded for that as a social outcome?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the Salvation Army for what they do for those vulnerable New Zealanders. And there's absolutely no question about it that the government actually contributes tens of millions of dollars to the Salvation Army, and I think they distribute it to those that are needing most. But, Mr. Speaker, what I did see in the 2008 reports that we had climbing teenage pregnancy and abortion rates, continuing education inequality,
Order.
Point of order.
Apologise to the Minister. Point of order.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister's been some distance into her answer now. She was asked 2 questions, I acknowledge that, one of which was whether she'd read that particular part of the report, the other was whether she thought the government should be applauded for it. She's just gone on to talking about 2008.
I accept the point, and I was wondering whether the Minister was going to at some stage conclude as to whether she's read that part of the report or answer the second part of the question. Honourable Paula Bennett, do you wish to add to your
Mr. Speaker, I've read the whole report.
Question number 5. Order.
That was arrogant.
Order. Question number 5, Dennis O'Rourke.
This question